Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Whew, we had some storms last night. We had the most delicious storms last night. It was amazing. I don't even know what outside looks like. We lost power I don't know how many times. Those are the best kind of storms to get. Huh? Which we need. Right? You're supposed to say that. Boy, we needed that rain. We needed that rain. Now this is probable cause. I know the ending. I know what happens with all three defendants. But this hearing that we're watching right now is just probable cause. That's it. It's the longest probable cause hearing I've ever seen. I heard Kelly's voice today. That was really cool. All right. It looks right. Everything looks right. I feel like I'm missing something important though.
And then at 9:06 p.m. we see it connect to the azimuth of 120, which would be facing in a southeast direction.
So those first ones up to 8:45 p.m., would that due north tower cover YG on your map, the yoga studio?
It could, yes.
And then at 9:06, it appears that that cellular device is now going south.
It's connected to the sector, which faces a southeast direction on that tower.
And next slide. And here on your next slide, it looks like we're looking at that same cell number that ends in 7090.
Yes.
All right, and this is from 9:06 to 11:12 p.m.
Correct.
All right, and can you just give me some idea or explanation as to what we're looking at?
So again, this is the connections for the AT&T phone. So if we go chronologically, we see at 9:06 it connects to that same tower in Canton that we just discussed on the previous slide. And then at 9:13 it connects to a tower just north of I-94. And then eventually starting at 9:16 and going all the way to 11:11 p.m. it connects to a tower just north of the crime scene.
And would that tower cover that crime scene?
So starting at 9:22 p.m., where we see it connect to the 120 degree sector, that's the sector I would expect that would provide coverage to the crime scene.
So at about 9:20, it appears 9:20 to 11:11, this device is communicating with the tower that covers the crime scene.
Correct.
Thank you. All right, and can we look at the next slide, please? All right, and now I see up in the corner of this slide, instead of saying AT&T, it says Sprint.
Yes.
What does that indicate?
So the two phones that I was asked to analyze that are shown on this slide, ending in 4931 and 8723, those are both Sprint phones.
And are we looking at an area of Toledo?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and can you tell me, you see these little, look like Wi-Fi symbols or internet symbols?
Yeah, so the small blue, like signal strength Wi-Fi symbols are indications of the locations provided by the Google account that's listed there, which is HY960@gmail.com. So each one of those small blue Wi-Fi-like symbols are a location record provided by Google.
Okay, and can you tell me, are Google locations generally more precise than call detail record analysis?
It's dependent on the type of record it is, but in this instance on this slide, these are Wi-Fi records, so you can see the error radius that Google has provided is between 20 meters and 92 meters.
So if I look at any one of these little blue internet symbols, I know that device associated with that Google account was an accuracy of 20 to 92 meters from the marking.
Correct.
Okay. And that's a radius.
Yes, a circle around.
Okay. And just one second. So from 10:04 to 10:06 p.m., do those two, can you tell me, are those two devices in the same area?
So those two devices, the 4931, which is depicted in red, and the 8723, which is depicted in green, between 10:04 and 10:06, they connect to the same sector of the same tower.
And the Google hits, or the Google information provided is for this Google account that was associated with the 4931 cell number?
Correct.
Okay, so we know that that 4931 cell number was within this tower, but even more precisely, we know where within the tower with some degree of accuracy that phone was located.
Correct.
And then do you see down here at 1023 to 1024, we have one of the devices ending in 4931 is hitting off a tower south of the hits that were ended at 1006?
Yes.
Next slide. Okay, and in this next slide, we're still looking at Sprint, correct?
Yes.
But now we're looking just specifically at the 4931 number?
Correct.
All right, and the Google account associated with that number.
Yes.
All right, and can you just tell me can you run me through this?
Okay, so we're looking at the time period that same night, June 22nd of 2017. This is from 10:34 to 11:11 p.m. And going chronologically, we see that phone connect to a tower just north of Toledo at 10:34.
And I just want to ask, because I'm going to try and do them both at the same time.
Sure.
For ease. And I also see all of the little internet signs, and those would be the Google data from that device.
Correct.
All right, and that seems to be in the same area at the same time frame.
Correct.
Okay, and then the next record.
So the next record, 10:44 p.m. We see it a little bit further north along I-75, and again, the Google account shows a location.
From hard hats to steel.
And so it appears that this device is traveling north from 1034 to 1044.
Correct.
Okay, and where do we see that device at next?
So the next cellular hit is at 11:08 and 11:09. We see it just off of I-275. And then at 11:10, we see another cellular hit on a tower directly south of the crime scene.
And again, all those Wi-Fi symbols are the Google hits that are moving at the same time as that cellular device.
Correct.
With just a more accurate location.
Correct.
And then this 11:10:42, well, nope, I'll get to that on the next slide. On 75, onto 275, and then off of the expressway.
Correct.
Thank you. All right, next. And can you tell me what am I looking at here?
So now we're looking at a combination of all three cell phones. So the AT&T phone that ends in 7090 is depicted in blue. The Sprint phone that ends in 4931 is depicted in red. And the Sprint phone that's depicted in green is 8723.
And can you tell me, so can we start down at the bottom here at 11:10? We see the phone ending in 4931. Is that a tower that would service that Judd Road home that's marked as a little yellow home on the map?
Yes, that tower and sector, I would expect that to provide service to that home.
And would that be same for the number ending in 8723 at 11:35 p.m.?
Correct. Yes, they both connect to that same sector on that same tower.
Okay. And then when is the next time that we see 8723 number on this mapping?
So at 11:38, we see a connection to a tower just to the east, just off, looks like Rossonville Road.
And can you tell me, in your training and experience, what is that indicative of?
It's possibly indicative of that phone moving. It connected to a different tower, so there's a likelihood of that phone moved into a different coverage area.
And can you tell me and do we have, sir, I just want to make sure, so we have AT&T towers and Sprint towers on this map.
Correct.
Okay, so the AT&T tower covers just 7090, right?
Yes.
All right, and then the Sprint would be the towers for the other two numbers.
Yes.
So in between the home on Judd Road and the tower up at the top there that covered the crime scene, were there any other towers in that area that would be servicing that 8723 number?
No, there's no towers in between those two for Sprint.
Okay, because the little blue dots I'm looking at, those would be for AT&T,
Correct.
and the black dots are for Sprint.
Correct.
Okay, and then can you tell me where that, let's talk about the 7090 phone. Where is that phone connecting to from 1113 to 1149?
So between 1113 and 1149, we see the AT&T phone 7090 connect to the tower, the sector and tower that would provide coverage to the crimes.
And is that the same tower that we looked at a few slides back where, let's see here, that 7090 was hitting at about 9 p.m.? It started hitting there, I think, about 9:22?
Yes.
All
That's
right.
the 120-degree sector.
Okay, so that phone is still in the same location we saw it at on the last records we reviewed for that phone?
Correct.
Okay. And can you tell me what is happening with the 8723 number and the 4931 number?
So at 1140, we see the 8723 number connect to that same tower, now with a Sprint sector of 135 degrees. And then 1145 and 1146, we see the 4931, the red number, connect to that same tower in two different sectors, 135 degrees and 255 degrees.
And on this next slide, what are we looking at specifically on this slide?
So this slide is just the Google account, the Gmail listed at the top. This is for the same time period as the last slide, which is 1110 to 1150 p.m. And going chronologically, if we start at the lower right corner, we see a Wi-Fi location hit at 1110 p.m. Then we see between 1112 and 1134 p.m., we see multiple Google location hits around the residence, which is depicted at 44700 Judd Road, the yellow symbol. 1137, 1139, we see that device move north along Sumter Road. There are a couple of Wi-Fi Google hits along that road. And then from 1141 to 1149, we see another cluster.
Monica, thank you so
Google
much. It has
location
been a
hits,
great 16
up
months.
in
Yes,
and
it
around the
has.
crime scene.
Okay, and those in that cutout there, the larger cutout, are those the particular hits on Hull Road?
Yes, that's just a zoomed in section of the area shown, that cluster of hits between 1141 and 1149.
Okay, and those all cover the crime scene in this case?
They're, yes, in and around the crime scene, yes.
And now on the next slide, did you just get a little more detail for me?
Yeah, so now the time is cut down to the 1141 to 1150, and we're looking zoomed in basically at the intersection of Sumter Road and Judd Road.
So I'm going to start chronologically. So I see a little bit down on Hull Road, just, oh, I don't know what direction that is, but I'll say left of the crime scene. I see one at 11:41:39.
Yes.
Okay, and that, I see the little Wi-Fi hit. And where that Wi-Fi hit is that where the, like the actual Wi-Fi device that it's trying to connect with is, or is that saying, no, this is where the device is?
So it's basically passing through a Wi-Fi signal that the phone has seen, that device has seen that Wi-Fi signal. It's recorded it, and Google is estimating the location of that device within that 50-meter
Radius. So within 25 meters in all direction of the actual little blue thing is where that phone would have been, according to Google.
It'd be 50 meters in each direction. So the radius of the circle, half the circle, half the width of the circle would be 50 meters.
Okay. And then at 11:42:01, do we see that hit on the map?
Yes, it's a little bit further west, still close to Hull Road.
And then at 11:43, where does that device go from there?
So now we have a Google location hit 11:43 at the intersection of Hull Road and Sumter Road, right around that Citgo gas station.
Okay, and that basically the radius of that circle covers the Citgo gas station. At 11:43:40, that device is hitting there.
Correct.
And then from there, what is the next hit we have?
So between 11:45 and 11:49, we see a series of 5 Google location hits within a smaller area just off of Hull Road near the crime scene.
And that 11:45 p.m., what is the the radius of that hit?
28 meters.
Okay. And then again, I see it at 11:46:23, circle covering the crime scene. And what was the meter radius on that hit?
28 meters.
Okay. And at 11:47:24?
30 meters.
And then again at 11:49:25?
39 meters.
Okay. And sir, with respect to the hits, 11:47:01, 11:46:23, 11:49:25, and 11:45:45, would you agree with me that the radius of those circles does not cover Hull Road? It's actually set back from the road
Correct. I would agree with that. Yeah.
at the crime scene.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to the next slide.
Your Honor, a real.
Can I just ask a question? Only because I know Mr. Goldstein's having a hard time. The slides are progressing, and he's, and I don't want to turn it into that we stop at every slide. But are the slides? Are they numbered? Are they?
Thank you, Judge.
I don't see a number on that slide. What is
They're
that?
in a slideshow, so Miss McDuffie has the number of the slide, so maybe on each slide we can start by asking her the number.
Well, maybe, and I because I'm not trying to interrupt your progression through this, but I feel for Mr. Goldstein and his ability to cross-examine Special Agent and also Miss Watt and Miss Joseph. Maybe what we do when you finish, Mr. Goldstein, maybe we actually do go through it, and I don't think that it'll be that time consuming, that we start at the beginning and then I can say, does anybody have any questions on this slide, and progress. Is that satisfactory to you?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that you don't have to say there was a slide that had 3 red dots. Do you know what I'm saying? So
That's perfect.
that's how I think. Is that a better alternative? Because I can feel you stressing across the room with this. So,
Yeah.
all right, okay, go ahead. And then that's how we'll do cross-examination, is to go through them to make sure that all the questions that you have are answered. Go ahead, Michelle.
And then Judge, just for my redirect, will we be starting over, or should I redirect on each slide after they? Or do you,
When we get there,
Okay.
we'll
Okay, that's-
figure it out. I probably, we'll see.
okay. So sir, this slide we're looking at here, Ms. McDuffie, can you tell me the number of that slide?
15.
Okay, on slide 15 here. Oh, and I do see way at the bottom of the report, I do see the numbers. If you
Yeah,
look,
I don't see any numbers on there and
okay,
I've
it's on
been
the
looking,
printed
so.
versions of this. If
But
you
that's
look-
okay. I think
okay.
it still makes more sense that instead of trying to make them look or figure it out and write it down, it makes more sense to go through them all. And then I'll probably let you do redirect as we, and then you can group it at the end, but
Okay,
go
that's good.
ahead.
All right, so this slide's got a lot of action on it here in slide 15. So I am going to ask you to run me through that slide chronologically.
Okay,
Can you tell me first, are we still looking at all three devices, 7090, 4931, and 8723?
yes,
Are we also looking at the Google hits?
yes.
All right, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and take me through this chronologically.
Okay, so if we go through, it's probably easier to go through each device chronologically. So if we start with the AT&T phone, the 7090 phone, at 11:49, we see it connect to a tower just north of the crime scene, the sector of 120. Then 11:51 to 11:57, that same phone connects to a tower just off Judd Road, east of Sumter Road.
Okay, and can I ask you a question about that? When this phone is connecting to this tower, does it mean the phone is being actively used by a participant
Not
with respect to
necessarily.
that phone?
Not necessarily.
Okay, so what else would explain for hits or that phone showing up on towers after it leaves the crime scene at 11:49:57, after that last hit?
So these particular hits are data hits, and your phone will connect to data whether you're using it or not. If you're getting news updates or you have a browser page open, your phone can still connect to data, connect to the tower, utilize that data to send information back and forth.
So if you have a mom phone like I do and you have 400 apps open at all times and you're allowing them to upload through your settings, they're gonna continue to work? My phone's working really hard right now, even though I'm not touching it.
Yes, your phone will be
Okay.
continually connected.
All right, thank you. All right, so you indicated that you see this 7090 hitting off the tower directly north of that Judd Road address.
Correct.
All right, and it's hitting there in between what times?
11:51 and 11:57 p.m.
Okay, and would that tower or those sectors, would they be covering the home on Judd Road?
I would expect the 270-degree sector to cover that residence.
And can I approach with this real briefly? I just want to ask you
Is that
something
just
about-
a closer picture of that?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
just the
Well,
print.
my only concern is I would almost prefer that you walk down and point at the screen. And the only reason I say that is because as you're pointing on that piece of paper, Ms. Watt, Mr. Goldstein, and Ms. Joseph can't see which, do you know what I'm saying? And if you,
That's fair. Can I just
Um,
direct the witness, just because he might not be able to see me over there, to what I'm showing him? Oh, see this Judd Road here and that one? Okay.
yeah, or the dynamics of you getting over there is a little bit
I'll go there.
Tetris, but
We won't trip her down, we promise.
I guess I saw where you pointed to. It might have been easier for me to walk down there and point, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
So, do you see right here where you have this Judd Road, the address, the actual block at?
Yes.
Do you see that Judd Road is actually north of where you have that at?
Yes.
Okay, and the home that you had, should this block actually be moved to the other side of Judd Road?
It should have an arrow pointing it's on the north side of Judd Road.
Okay, so there should have been an arrow put in there.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh, because it's labeled as being south of Judd Road, and it's actually north of Judd Road. Is
Yeah,
that
there's
what it
just,
is?
there's an arrow missing there.
And we see that on all the other mapping that you did, that you have this block actually just north of that area.
Correct.
Okay. So can you tell me again with that number 7090, would that phone be, I don't know if that changes the answer to your question. I just wanted to know, would that phone be utilizing those towers if it was at or near that Judd Road address that would be just on the north side of Judd Road?
Yes, I would expect that tower to provide coverage to that resident.
And so at some point, does that device start contacting other towers?
It does. So the next tower that we see chronologically is at 11:59 p.m. We see that device connect to a tower just east of I-275 and south of Huron Road on the far right side of the screen.
Okay. And so that would be that tower that phone is communicating with at 11:59:35 and 12:59:35. Would those towers be those towers would be just west of 275?
Correct.
Okay. And can you tell me, that phone that ends in 7090, what's it do from there?
So that phone continues to communicate with that tower until the last location record that we have, which is a little over a day later at 6/24, on 6/24/2017 at almost 5 a.m., 4:59 a.m.
And during that time period, basically after that phone communicates with the tower that covers the crime scene on through, those are all data hits, right?
Correct.
And the phone continues to just sit at this tower location at this 20 on this, the azimuth 20 on the tower just west of 275. It just continues to sit there and communicate with that tower until 2 days later, or well, maybe 1 day later if we're going into the night of the morning of the 20th.
Okay, it's the question that never ends. So, just so you know, since Jude got into chat, Victoria Shackelford has been asking that same question. Because as soon as Jude got into chat, I wanted to pause everything. I have to pause everything. What an unfortunate day for me to wear this shirt. But, because now you can't see the necklace Jude got me. Jude got me this beautiful little necklace that was on my wish list. Like, this is the one I picked out. This is like, I like the little ones. And this is perfect. I wish I didn't have this collar on today. But I do, because, you know, that's how I roll. Jude, thank you so much. And in it, whew, Jude also got me a Bluetooth adapter. Okay, so even though my computer is right here, I'm touching it right now. My Bluetooth earbuds can't find it. Can't. When I put my Bluetooth earbuds in and I play a video, I get like every third word, maybe if it's a good day, because I can actually live with every third word. I can live with that, but that's only if it's a good day. So I have to wear these, and they hurt my ears. And the last one that I had, you guys said the microphone was all bad, so I got this thing, which the microphone is all bad. And now Raven doesn't come back here anymore. But now, like a normal human being, I can wear earbuds, which I have right over there. I can't wait to try. I can't wait to get rid of this stupid headset. Oh my gosh, Jude, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Third to 624 at 4:59 a.m.
Yes.
Okay, you want to tell me about the next one?
Okay, so we'll do both the Sprint phones, the red, which is the 4931, and the green, which is the 8723. So between 1154 and 1155, we see both of those phones connect to a tower just west of Sumter Road and south of Judd Road.
And from there, where do we see them go?
On this screen, those are the only hits for those two Sprint phones.
So those phones stay in the service by another tower right near that AT&T tower, and that tower would cover that Judd Road address.
So the Sprint tower that they connect to, those two phones connect to, is the tower that I would expect to cover
Can you hear me now?
Judd Road residents.
Can you
And
hear
the
me
only
now?
reason the
I'm
7090
not
is hitting
asking
off
that.
another
It's
tower
stuff
is
that-
because it has
never
another
mind.
service provider.
Correct.
So AT&T's tower covering that Judd Road area would be the one the 7090 is hitting off.
Yes.
And then the Sprint tower would be the one the 4931 and the 8723 are hitting off.
Yes.
Okay. And then over here on your map, all the way to the east. Okay, I learned something today. Do you see that 120109 Wi-Fi hit?
I do.
Or
Yes.
can you tell me about that?
Yes. So for the Google account, again, we'll go chronologically. 1149, we see two Google location hits up near the crime scene. And then 1151, 52, 53, we see those Google location hits moving south along Sumter Road. And then 1201 a.m., we see the Google location hit just west of I-275 near Huron Road.
South Huron?
Yes.
Next slide, please.
16.
Thank you. And on slide 16, can you tell me what we are looking at here?
Okay, so now we're looking at earlier into the morning on June 23rd, 2017, 12:02 a.m. to 3:04 a.m. And the two Sprint phones, 4931 in red again, and 8723 in green. So we see the 4931 phone connect to a tower just say west of downtown Toledo at 1:07:23 a.m. And the 8723 phone, the green phone, connects to a tower just off of I-75 at 12:17 a.m. and then connects to a tower in Toledo at 3:03 a.m.
Okay, I want to ask you, so I see up on the map there 12:11:24, and it looks like a little, like the phone bars you have on your phone to tell you if you have service or not.
Yes.
What am I looking at there?
So that symbol indicates that Google location record came from a cellular record.
All right, and so earlier you told me there are a few different ways that they can come. They can be a GPS point, a cellular signal, or an attempt to connect to Wi-Fi. So this is just a different type of Google data location.
Correct.
Okay, and so that would be on the Google account that was associated with the 4931 number.
Yes.
All right, and then just a little bit south of that, we see the phone 8723 that is not associated with the Google account number, also appears to be traveling down 75.
Correct. It hits a tower just off of 75. Yes.
Okay, and that's at 12:17:50.
Yes.
Okay, and then at 12:17:30, so just 20 seconds prior, I see a little Wi-Fi symbol. What's that?
So that again is a Google location record, a Wi-Fi record from the Gmail account that's listed.
And then, oh, I think that might be the next, no. And then down at the bottom of the slide here, I have like a little red box with a green and a red in it and a bunch of Wi-Fi hits. What is that?
So the small box is blown up into the larger box to the left there.
Okay,
And we see the red and the green are the tower hits for the two telephones, the two Sprint telephones. And then that cluster of Google location hits is shown in a close-up there to be between 1:09 a.m. and 3:03 a.m. We see several Wi-Fi Google location hits in the area of Bancroft and Horton Streets in Toledo.
thank you. Okay, now we're gonna move forward here, and this is slide 17. And sir, were you asked to look specifically at that Google account to see what type of movement that phone made specifically on June 7th in between 8:38 and 10:56 a.m.?
Just for clarifications, which phone number are
It would be
you say
associated.
that phone, which one are you talking about?
It would be okay. It would be associated with the 493 number, 4931.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Okay.
so we're looking to see what that phone did, that device in between 8:38 or 9:38 and 10:56 on June 7th.
Yes.
All right. And were you given any specific locations to, that you were told that or asked to look for if that device was in any particular areas?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, can you tell me what that was?
Was the Toledo Municipal Court at 555 North Erie Street, Toledo, Ohio.
Okay. And can you tell me, where was that phone between 9:38:26 and 10:47 on the morning of June 7th?
So again, these records are from that Gmail account, the Google location records, and we see chronologically here, if we go from 9:38 a.m. to 10:47 p.m., we see a cluster of Google location hits down near the Toledo Municipal Court. Then at 10:49, we see a Wi-Fi hit north of the court, and then 10:51 to 10:55, we see another series of Google location hits a little bit further north.
And those 9:38 to 10:47, those hits have a radius of 18 to 27 meters?
Correct.
And sir, can we go to the next slide?
Come on, Judge.
Were
get
you
feisty.
asked to do any analysis with respect to different time frames with the phone 4931 that was attached to that Google account?
With the Google account. Yes.
Okay, and can you tell me what are we looking at here in slide 18?
So here we're looking at, again, these are Google location records for two different time periods. So the date of significance that was given to me was June 7th. So on the left-hand side of the screen, we see January 1st, 2017 through June 7th, 2017. And on the right side of the screen, we see June 8th, 2017 through August 31st, 2017. And the left side, we see a frequent location for that Google account. Approximately 21% of the total locations during that time period hit in and around the 322 14th Street in Toledo.
And is there a reason in particular that you picked that location?
That location was provided to me by the
okay.
state police.
And can you tell me from June 8th to August 3rd, did that change?
So yes, from June 8th to August 31st, we see that same location, if we look at the total amount of locations, was only 2% of the time that Gmail, that Google account was there.
Okay, so from January 1st, 17 to June 7th, 17, 21% of the total locations were just in that area.
Correct.
And then after June 8th, it went down to 2%.
Correct.
And next slide. And did you do any analysis with respect to that phone again for an address or an area of Bancroft and Horton Streets?
Yes.
All right, and from January 1st, 2017 to June 7th, 2017, can you tell me what am I looking at here?
So same time period as the previous slide. On the left side, we have January 1st through June 7th of 2017. And we see the total amount of locations for that Google account. 2% of those locations were in the area of Bancroft and Horton Streets.
And then on the second part of the slide, from June 8th, 2017 to August 31st, 2017, can you tell me about that?
Yes, again, same Google account. Now we see that those location records, 37% of the total locations are in the area of that Bancroft and Horton Streets after June 8th.
Okay, so it went from 2% of the locations before or up to through June 7th. And then from June, it was 2% of the locations. And then after June 8th, it went up to 37% of the locations.
Correct.
And, oh, we're almost done. Next page.
This was 19, moving forward to 20.
And can you tell me what I'm looking at here on page 20?
So we're looking at an analysis of the Sprint phone ending in 4931. Again, the same time period that I was asked to look for with that June 7th date. So the top of the slide shows the 5 most frequently called numbers between June 1st, 2017 and June 7th, 2017. And then the bottom half of the slide shows the 5 most frequently contacted numbers from June 7th at 11:06 a.m. through June 23rd at 11:23 p.m.
Okay, and so can you tell me what was your conclusion based on your analysis of these calls?
So we see based on the phone records, we see a distinct change in the 5 most frequently contacted numbers. The numbers on the top 5 that are listed there, change after June 7th. The numbers on the bottom are the top 5 most frequently contacted by that phone.
Okay. Give me just 1 second, Judge. No further questions.
Okay, why don't we go back to slide 1? Well, let me ask, do you want to go through the slides or do you want to do general questions and then go to the slides? What's your preference?
I'm fine either way. Personally, I don't have questions to ask on every single slide.
Well,
I
and
do have
that's
a lot
why-
of general questions to ask though, so.
Well, but what I thought I would do is go through and ask if anybody has any questions on any of the slides. And then if you have a particular slide, Ms. McDuffie, if you can start back on 1 and then we can go through them, but make a notation if there's a specific one that you might have something to follow up on. Do you understand? Do you kind of understand where I'm going? I'm trying to be as expeditious as possible with going through these. But let me just run through them, but is this slide 1?
I think this is where we started on number 3, right?
Yes.
Slide 3? Okay, so this is gonna be slide 3. Does anybody have any questions about the tower?
I do actually.
There you go. See, I assumed you wouldn't have a tower question. Wrong out of the gate. Go
Doing
ahead,
my
Ms.
job.
Joseph. That's okay.
Sorry. Good morning, first of all. These pictures of these towers, these are not the exact towers that you talked about for, during the course of your testimony this morning, right?
No, ma'am. These are just.
So these are just general pictures of some towers, but they don't show the exact towers in the Belleville location we're discussing, right?
That's correct.
Okay, nothing further.
Mr. Goldstein, Ms. Watt,
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Shackelford,
None, Your Honor.
move forward. Slide 4. Ms. Joseph?
Same question as before. These pictures on this slide, they're not the exact cell towers that we've discussed that are in the Belleville location, right?
Correct.
Nothing further.
No, Your Honor.
Goldstein, Watt, Ms. Shackelford.
No, Your Honor.
Slide 5.
No questions.
No questions.
Any questions?
No.
Slide 6.
No questions, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Shackelford?
No.
Slide 7.
One question, and I'm sorry, I might also have a question about slide 6. These network cell sites for Sprint, are these as of 2021 or 2017?
2017.
2017. And just, I don't know that we need to go back to it, but for the AT&T cell tower sites, are those for 2017 or 2021?
Same, 2017.
27. Thank you.
Mr. Goldstein?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Swat?
Nothing.
Ms. Shackelford? Slide 8.
No questions, Judge.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Slide 9.
No questions.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
Slide 10.
No questions.
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
11.
No questions for me.
I do, Your Honor. Just a few.
Yep, you're fine.
And I think you may have covered this on direct, but I just want to make sure I understand. The phone doesn't have to be in use to connect, to show the data that you're looking at. Is that correct?
That particular phone, the Sprint phone, these hits that it shows, those would have been in use.
Meaning somebody was actually on the phone at the time.
They didn't necessarily have to be on it, but it was either making a call, receiving a call, sending a text, or receiving a text.
Okay, so if the phone was sitting on the seat of the car next to the person driving the car, it wouldn't register those?
You're saying if it's not doing anything?
Phone's turned on, sitting on the seat next to the driver.
Mhm.
Driver's not making a call, receiving a call, sending a text, receiving a text. The phone's just sitting there. Is it going to register at those towers?
Not those specific Sprint towers, no.
So in order to show, for example, where you see CID 2068-1, 1044-45, you see that one?
Mhm.
Okay. Does that mean that at that time, at that location, the phone is being used by whoever the phone is, whoever's in the possession of the phone?
There was some event that caused it to connect to that tower, yes.
Would that event have been simply receiving data from an app?
Not on the Sprint phone.
So there would have to have been some active use of the phone by the driver at that time. I'm sorry, by the possessor at that time.
I'm not sure what you mean by active use, so
Well, that's
if
what
the
I'm
phone is
that's what I'm
sitting there
trying
and
to figure out.
it receives a call and the person doesn't answer it, it still is gonna register.
So there has to be some event associated with that specific phone.
Correct.
Okay, and it's not passive use like receiving data. It has to be something activated. I realize I'm struggling because it's technical, okay? If I understood your earlier testimony, I have a phone, I have an iPhone. Okay, it's not a Sprint, but it's an iPhone. I'm driving down the road, the phone is seated on my seat next to me. I have Verizon. I pass a Verizon tower. Is that tower going to register the presence of that phone?
So you're asking specifically about this.
Can I interject? Only because I think that I can help you. This slide doesn't show that, but another slide, this slide shows, we'll use the term active. I know it's your expertise, it's not mine, so I may be using the wrong words. But this shows what we'll call active use or whatever, as opposed to passive. Is that fair?
That's accurate.
So that's not what this slide shows, but there are other slides that show that it's the phone's reaching out and saying, hey, tower, or whatever, correct? And so you have both when it receives a missed call or a text or some action, whether it's, where's my phone, whether it's in my hand or not.
Did they confiscate the phone? Because they could just look at the phone if they have it. It was in a truck, but was it not the same phone that was in the truck?
But there's another slide that my phone on its own, says she's here, now she's here, or whatever it is. And the only time that stops, and this hasn't been asked, is when my battery dies. Is that correct?
Or you're out of coverage, if you're in an area.
Well, yeah, if I go, I'm not sure where in this country at this point, but either my phone dies or I'm out of coverage.
Correct.
Because it doesn't matter. Well, actually, I do have a question. When I put my phone on airplane mode, does that take it out?
It does. That cuts off all your
Okay.
coverage.
So if you put your phone on airplane mode, but it doesn't if you put it on vibrate or mute, or if I turn off my location finder, that still doesn't matter. You, as the expert from the FBI, can still know that I'm in the coverage area of my courtroom right this second.
Correct, if your phone's still receiving service. Yes.
So it's just airplane mode or if the battery dies.
It's off, yes.
Okay, all right. Does that
Yes, that
a
helps.
little
Thank
bit?
you very much.
Okay.
By the way, if you want to know where there's no coverage, just follow me around.
Oh, yeah.
This goes more to some of the other slides, but I'll ask on this one. You showed on some of the slides the little blue symbols. And you said that shows where there was activity on the Google account as opposed to the Sprint account, correct?
It's, yes, where Google location data was.
And it's not, and I'm gonna interrupt you again, I apologize. But it's still on the Sprint phone. It's just that it's activated on the Google account as opposed to the Sprint coverage.
Yes, so that account, I believe it's been brought in before, that account, that Google account was being utilized by that phone.
And most of the phone, and all three of these phones in this circumstance had Google accounts.
I'm only aware of the one. I'm not sure what the other ones are.
Okay.
So when it shows contact with that phone with the little Google symbol, wouldn't it also show from the tower?
No, not necessarily. No.
Would one supersede the other, or is it just random?
Nope, Google can be collecting your location all the time. The cell tower is only going to show is if on these particular ones, if there's an event.
So it's entirely possible then, based upon what you're saying, that I could have a phone drive by 100 towers and it will not register because there's no event going on Sprint.
It would not register a phone call or a text event. It could still register data event, which is not what's shown on that slide.
What would you have to do to show whether that particular phone was receiving data at that time and place?
Again, you'd have to look at the data from Sprint, the data records from Sprint.
But you created this slide eliminating that, is that correct?
No, the slide is based on the call detail record activity.
So from that activity then, your slides only show connections to the towers when there is an event going on.
On this particular.
But there's another slide that shows this phone with any activity or any data event.
Not this phone, it's the AT&T phone.
Okay.
All right, and an obvious, I'll end up with an obvious question. This slide doesn't show who might have been using that phone at that time,
It does not.
or who had possession of that phone at that time.
It does not.
Thank you.
Anything else on slide 11?
Can
Nothing? Ms. Shackelford?
I just do a brief redirect or? just
Yeah,
one
go
more?
ahead. No, do it now as it's.
Okay, so I just want to clarify what some of what was just went on here. Okay, so can you tell me, does every phone have a Google account associated with it?
No.
All right, is it something you set up on your phone, or is it certain brands or types of phones that have it?
It can be both, yes.
Okay, so it could either be, say it's an Android phone. Are they more likely to have it than an iPhone?
Yes,
All right, on an iPhone, would you actually have to go set it up internally in your phone?
correct.
All right, but on an Android, it comes in there.
Yes, part of the software.
And when we're talking about this slide in particular, you asked a lot of questions about type of activity. So I just want to ask you, when you look at call detail records, does data information also come in on the call detail records?
It can, yes.
All right, so we have a few different types of information that you get in call detail records, right? You get if the phone is actually utilizing a tower, and it would, is that correct?
Yes.
And it would utilize a tower if a call came in. Is that correct?
Yes,
What about a call going out?
yes,
All right. What about text coming in?
yes,
What about a text going out?
yes,
Now, if that incoming call goes to voicemail, is it still using a tower?
yes.
And does that go back to earlier questioning I asked you about how a tower and a cell phone work together?
Yes,
Okay, so when I'm looking at this slide, all of these times on this slide, the red blocks, those are indicative of either, and correct me if I'm wrong, either a text coming in or out or a phone call coming in or out.
correct. For the
That-
Sprint phone, yes, for this
Oh.
slide,
Oh, right, for this particular slide on 4931.
yes.
And this 4931 account was also associated with that Google account.
Correct.
So when we see all of these blue Google account, what do you call those little symbols?
I'd say that's a Wi-Fi symbol.
All right, I like it. All right, when I see all those Wi-Fi symbols, do those symbols mean that someone is actively using the phone?
No,
All
not
right.
necessarily.
Is that something that Google data or Google actually does with their location data, where it's like pink, 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 laying out where the phone is through one of the three ways you discussed earlier?
Yes, that's Google obtaining location information for that.
Okay, and we talked about the three ways they would do that, right?
Yes,
GPS points, cellular signal, or an attempt to connect to Wi-Fi.
correct.
And would you agree with me in this slide? So we have the phone number, the device, the phone number associated with the device, and the Google data associated with the device on one slide. Would you agree with me?
Yes,
And that data shows, along with the calls, that the device, the location of the device is moving along with the tower activity, the call detail activity.
yes.
All right, no further questions.
Can I just ask one question
Absolutely.
about Ms. Shackelford's questioning? You just testified that the Google account we have listed here is associated with the 419 number. But if I were to log into my Google account in a friend's phone and I never logged out and that friend continued to walk around with my Google in her phone because we never logged out of it, would my Google account then be associated with her account? Or I'm
Yeah.
sorry, with her cell phone?
Yes, so the location information that's shown here from Google is coming from that account. It's not necessarily coming from a specific device.
Okay, so when you say is associated, it doesn't really, well, I don't know if you said that, I'm sorry. But whenever someone says this Google account is associated with that phone, that's not exactly what it means, right? It just means that that device that Google account was being used in those locations, but may not have been used by that phone number.
That's accurate, yeah.
Okay, so sorry, just to clarify. So that means that this Google account may not have been used by that 419 number.
It's possible, yeah. It just means that that Google account was used,
Okay, and we can't tell if that Google account was used by that phone number or not.
not from these records, no.
Okay, thank you.
Judge, I have a brief follow-up.
Go ahead.
So I want to ask you about that. So we see the actual device using towers along that route, right?
We
That
do.
4931 number that is associated with the Google account is moving on up that map towards Sumter Township, correct?
Correct.
And at the same exact time, the GPS data from Google is also moving at the exact same time up into Sumter from Ohio.
That's correct.
What is that indicative of to you?
It's indicative that the phone, the 4931 phone, and that Google account are moving in the same direction at the same time.
Okay, thank you.
Slide 12.
I do have some questions. Okay, is it all right if I come over here? I think it might just be easier if I
If you want to point, go
Is
ahead.
that okay? Okay,
Go
thank
over
you
there
very
and
much.
point.
Thank you. Okay, and can you see this TV all right?
I can, yeah.
Okay, so over here, I'm specifically looking at this 513 number. So over here, this pings, so to speak, this 513 number at 1143 over here, right? Is that correct?
You're looking at 1135.
Yep, I'm sorry, 1135, yes. And then 3 minutes later at 1138, it pings it over here by Rawsonville and Martz Road. Is that right?
It uses that tower, yeah.
It uses that tower, okay. And so when we're talking about location, someone couldn't possibly drive from this location where this tower is to where that tower is within a 3-minute period, right?
Directly to where the tower, the base of the tower?
Yes.
Not exactly sure of that distance, but it looks fairly far for 3 minutes.
Okay, and in your mapping, did you determine the distance between these towers?
There's a small scale on the bottom there.
I see that.
It's on there.
But you didn't determine how far driving wise these two towers are from each other.
From base of the tower to base of the tower, no.
Okay, so
Can I ask you a question? Point your pen in the middle of that, up, like in between the two towers. No, like,
here?
yeah, or over to the right just a little bit. No, okay, anywhere, right, like right there. So at some point in that general area where she's pointing, it could pick up on either tower. There's some distance, there's some mathematical distance between the two that you said that the phone would be like, okay, I see you and I'm putting you first and you're second, or whatever. And as you're moving closer to the higher tower, you know, it's somewhere in that general vicinity, I would imagine, correct? That it could pick up either one, and then as it moves closer to the higher one, that would become the predominant one, and the one that's at the bottom of the screen would become the secondary or whatever. Is that correct?
Correct. The towers are engineered to overlap coverage so that when you're driving between them, you don't lose if you're on the phone, you don't lose your call.
So you don't know what the circle coverage is, that if she drew a circle around the lower one and a circle around the higher one, you don't know what the intersecting circumference of the area of the overage is.
Correct. There's some overlap there, yes.
Okay, just curious.
No, great question. And just to follow up on that question, if someone was here, so to speak, they could hit that cellular device could hit or use this tower, or this tower, right?
That's possible, yes.
Okay, so it's possible it could hit off any of these three towers if they were in this area.
That's correct.
Okay, and so based on this 513 number, it hits off this tower, and then 3 minutes later hits off this tower, right?
Correct.
And then another less than 2 minutes later, it then hits off this tower.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so we have a device then that's utilizing all three towers in this area within a 5-minute time period, right?
Correct.
Okay, and these are the only three Sprint cell towers in this general vicinity, right?
There's one off to the right side that I can see.
And would that be this one that you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Yes.
Okay, and so from, say, this, I mean, I guess we're looking within these two boxes, those are kind of the only three cell towers in that general vicinity.
For Sprint, yes.
For Sprint, yes. Okay, all right. And, you know, while I'm up here, you have written here, homicide at approximately 11:45 p.m. You got that information from law enforcement, right?
From the state police.
Okay, and that wasn't something that you determined on your own, right? Okay. That is all that I have for this slide.
Nothing on this one.
Anything else?
Can I redirect real brief?
Yep, absolutely, go ahead.
So you said it's possible that device could communicate with all those towers. And I don't want to walk all the way over there, but so if I'm looking at that house I know it's possible, but is it probable?
Which house do you?
If I'm at Sumter, if I'm at the house down there, the little yellow block, that Judd Road house, is it possible or probable that I could be hitting on all three towers?
So if you're at that house, I would expect, based on my training and experience, I would expect that tower just south of that house to provide coverage to that house. I wouldn't expect those other towers to provide coverage to that house.
Okay. And then if I'm driving up, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to walk over. And say this is my device and I have it, okay? And I decide I'm gonna leave this house and I'm gonna travel on up Sumter Road, about 3 miles, right? 3.5, 4 miles, in between 3 and 4. I'm gonna leave this location, I'm gonna travel on up to Hull Road. Is it possible or probable that I would hit that tower while making that route?
The tower to the left you're talking
Yeah,
about?
I'm sorry, this call that's at 11:38.
Yes.
Okay, it's which one?
That's probable that you would hit that on the way up.
And If I was in this area right here, say I am gonna go hang out at Citgo or a crime scene that we have on this map, can you tell me, if my phone is right in this area, what tower, in your professional opinion as an expert, would you expect my phone to have contact with?
Based on my training and experience, I would expect it to connect to the tower just to the north.
Okay.
Of
Which
that.
would be the tower that we have this azimuth, or I'm sorry, in the, what sector would that be?
For the Sprint phone,
Yes.
it'd be 135 would be the azimuth for that
Okay.
sector.
So would you agree with me that while it's possible this phone could be here and maybe possibly hit off these towers, in your training and experience, it's not probable?
I would say that most likely it would connect to the tower just north of that crime scene.
Okay.
So that would be-
But if it's traveling up Sumter, does this surprise you?
No, not
Is
at
that an anomaly?
all. No, ma'am.
Would you expect that based on the locations of the towers in the area?
Yes, based on the overlapping coverage in that area, yes.
Okay, and you were asked another question about tower to tower and the base of the tower to the base of the other tower. Is that in any way relevant to your, when you examine cell phone records, where the base of the towers are?
Not usually.
Because these are radio waves.
Correct.
No further questions.
Anything else?
So if I was driving here, right, at Sumter and Bemis, is it your testimony today that if I was here at Sumter and Bemis at 11:48, that it's more likely for me to hit off this tower way over here than this tower right here? Is that your testimony?
The location you just
Here.
pointed to?
Yep, right here, Sumter
I
and
wouldn't-
Bemis.
I wouldn't say it's more likely. I would say it's possible that I could be using either one of those towers at that point the specific point where you pointed to.
Okay, so if I'm here at Sumter and Bemis, it's true that it's more likely that I would hit off this tower than that tower, right?
I would expect the first tower that you pointed to, yes.
This tower.
Yes.
Okay. And these shaded areas here, those don't really represent the whole coverage area of this tower, do they?
No.
Okay.
No.
And you can't say why a certain device hits off a certain tower, can you?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Let me rephrase my question. Devices hit off different towers for a variety of reasons, right? It's not just signal strength or proximity.
Well, it's based on the strongest, clearest signal. That's why your phone chooses that tower.
Okay, but there are other things that play a factor in that as well, right? Like weather, building obstructions, trees, radio traffic or frequency traffic, maintenance on a certain tower. There's a number of things that also play a role in why a phone selects to connect off a tower, right?
Things like weather and trees are very minimal effect.
Okay, but what about the other things I mentioned? Radio traffic, buildings, maintenance on a tower. Those things all play a role in which tower a phone selects to connect to, right?
Well, in this instance, I have no information to indicate there was any maintenance done on the tower or that. The bottom line is the phone connected to that tower. So if there's maintenance being done on the tower, it's not going to connect to that tower. Or if the radio traffic, I'm not sure what you're asking with the radio traffic.
So I'm actually asking a different question. I'm asking a more generalized question. In general, those are things that play a role why a device picks a certain cell tower to connect to. So in general, would you agree with me that those are things that play a role in why a cell phone or any device connects to a certain tower?
No, I don't think I would agree with all of those things.
Okay, what about buildings?
Buildings can.
Okay, and other traffic, meaning a lot of devices connecting to one tower in one area, wouldn't that play a role in why a phone selects one tower over the other?
No, either the device sees the tower or it doesn't.
Okay, so if there's a lot of people using one tower in a certain area, that won't cause the device to pick a different tower?
No, that device is still going to have to be within that coverage area to select it. It's going to
Okay.
collect that strongest, clearest signal.
Okay. Let me ask the question one more way. So if, say, I'm here, or here, anywhere, really, here, and say there's some very large festival, strawberry festival or something, and there are hundreds of thousands of people all in this area, and they're all connecting to this tower. Would my phone then try to connect to this tower because it isn't able to connect to this tower due to the traffic?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. Nothing further on this slide, Judge.
Slide 12,
This is 12, we'd be going to 13.
13.
I do have a couple questions about this one. And is it okay for me to go up to the screen again?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, great.
And
So-
Your Honor, and I would just ask for in the future, because of the way the records came in the first time, if we're referring to a particular phone, can we refer to it by the last 4 digits?
Yeah.
Just so the record
Sure.
is clear?
That's fine.
And if we're pointing to a particular point on a map, can we just say that point so that we know for the record, if we're preparing for trial?
Which of course we are, so no problem. So this slide here is slide number 13. And the area that I want to direct your attention to is this green box here. Well, it has some green, I don't know, dashes around
The
it.
highlighted box.
The highlighted box, the only large box depicting the
Don't overdo
alleged
it.
crime scene
We
here.
can look at the slide.
Okay,
Know what we're
wonderful.
talking about.
So this all right here is one home, right?
Yes, where you're pointing to, yeah.
Yes, okay. But the dot that's marked crime scene is pointing over here to the right. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so in reality, the crime scene is actually this whole house, not just this small point right here on the right.
That's it.
I believe the house is a duplex type house.
Okay, so what caused you to put this white dot on this side of the house instead of this side of the house?
The address that I received from the state police put the crime scene on the right or the east side of that residence.
Okay, so you got information from state police that the crime scene was on the right side of this duplex, not the left side of the duplex.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
Okay, and that's what caused you to put this dot on the right side.
Yes.
Okay, now, say for example, if the crime scene actually occurred on the left side of the duplex instead of the right side, your dot would be somewhere over here, right?
It could be,
I'm
yes.
sorry, my pen's moving. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, and if your dot was over here, that would be outside of this whole radius, right? So let me see here. Sorry to invade your space. If your crime scene dot was over here, meaning that the crime happened on the left side of the duplex, that does not encompass any of these radiuses, right?
Where you're pointing right now
Yep.
is outside of those circles, yeah.
Okay, so if we were to move this crime scene dot over to the left side, it would not encompass any of this radius.
That's true.
Okay.
I do, Your Honor.
Go
I don't know
ahead.
if other witnesses or other attorneys now. Judge, can I
Oh,
have an
Mr. Goldstein or Ms. White, you don't have any questions?
Judge, can I have an opportunity to review my exhibits? Because there's one particular in there that needs to.
Yep.
Would she allow this delay of proceedings in her courtroom? I've already had turkey a couple days ago. Stuffing, mashed potatoes. It was delicious. Oh my gosh.
He wasn't given high blood pressure medication this morning.
Does he usually get that from the jail?
Yes, and he has passed out without the high blood pressure medication. I would have let the court know immediately had I known early this morning.
Yeah, is there any way that you guys can go down
Make
and,
a trip to the county jail.
And pick it up?
If you like that.
can you do that?
Absolutely.
Okay, that,
Right now, that it needs an ambulance or anything possible.
No, but, no, it just regulates his blood pressure.
It's not a trip right now.
okay, oh, I appreciate that. Okay, that's great, thank you.
I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
it's Mr. Evans. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, yes.
Do you want to go use mine? She's fine.
Okay, should I continue?
You can, no, you can, we're not gonna change the screen for a minute, but you can go ahead and go.
Okay. Special agent, you were just asked some questions about whether or not the crime scene was maybe out of the bubble, okay? Do you remember those?
Yes,
All right, and you were given a location for a crime scene, right?
correct.
I want you to take a look at your slide 13 along with People's Exhibit 44. Do you see this house far off the screen that kind of has this weird shape and this driveway? It kind of goes pretty far to the right there. All right, and I want you to look at it and compare it to your map on 13. Do you see this shape of this house right here?
I do.
Does that appear to be the house there?
It looks similar, yes.
All right,
Yeah,
look at this
looks
back
like it.
shape and how it cuts over. Now, the reason I'm asking you that is because a previous witness has testified with respect to the house. Do you see this?
Judge, I'm going to object. The prosecution is raising prior witness testimony and feeding prior witness testimony to this witness for the purpose of this questioning. I think that's improper.
Let her finish the question and then I'll address it.
And Your Honor, it's, okay.
Finish the question.
So do you see this strange shaped house here on the edge of your map, right? And you
Yes.
were asked specifically by defense counsel about what if the crime scene was over here on the edge of that house, okay?
Yes.
Now, I want you to look closely. You see this house and you see a driveway there. You see another driveway here. Oh, and look, it looks like you're using the same Google map. You see the same vehicles in there?
Correct.
All right, and then you see the house right next door and you see one driveway in the red and another driveway in the red?
Yes,
And do both of those, does that appear to be the house next door?
it does.
That house next door that's circled on People's 44, would you agree with me that these red bubbles for all of these geolocations are covering the house that's circled on People's 44
Yes, I would.
and not the house hanging off the end there on that map? That looks like it's next door, right?
Yes.
Okay, no further questions.
Judge, if I could just ask one question.
Sure.
So this crime scene dot you have right here, and again, we're on slide 13 in the green box. This dot here for the crime scene. From this picture, looking at this slide, it only encompasses this one large radius. Is that correct?
That white dot, yes.
Okay.
Judge, I have one more question.
Go ahead.
And sir, is that white, little tiny white dot on your map, is that the whole house?
It
Or is
not.
it just pointing to the house where you were told the crime occurred?
That's correct.
All right, and you see those red dots and you see the two driveways? Does it look like lots of those red dots cover the house that you're pointing to as the crime scene?
Yes, it does.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Nothing further, Judge.
Moving on to 14.
I have no questions concerning 14.
No questions, Your Honor.
SWAT.
No question.
15.
Just briefly, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna go up here. It's just easier so that
No,
we're
it's
all
fine.
looking at the same thing
No, you're
here.
fine.
Okay, so the azimuths on these. This 7090 number, the azimuth at 1153 is 270, right? Is that correct?
Yes, correct.
And then the azimuth on the number ending in 8723 at 1154 is 15. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, are those azimuths going to be different based on different cellular companies?
Yes, the cell company sets those azimuths up. They can set them in whatever direction they choose.
Okay. Now, what does this mean over here? It says Wi-Fi 3772 meters not shown for display space. What does 3,772 meters represent?
So that's the radius, the accuracy radius of that Google location record, that specific record at 11:58:46.
Okay, and that, okay. Okay. No further questions.
No questions, Your Honor.
No questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Shackelford?
No, Your Honor.
16.
I have no questions, Judge.
None, Your Honor.
None, Your Honor.
17.
No questions.
One moment. No questions.
No questions.
18.
No questions.
Yes, Your Honor. Agent Gavin, you understand you've been qualified as an expert in this case.
Yes.
And in developing your expertise, did you have to study statistics and statistical analysis?
I'm not sure what.
Did you have to study, or in your education, did you study
Yes,
statistics?
in my education, I did, yes.
Yes. And in your study of statistics and statistical analysis, did you ever hear the phrase sample size?
Yes, I'm familiar with that.
Sample size is the number of items within a particular set of data. Is that a fair statement?
Correct.
And would you agree that the bigger the sample size, the better the sample size?
Yes.
Because with small sample sizes, you might get what's called an anomaly.
That's possible.
And the bigger the sample size, you spread your data over, a larger area, more tests, more investigation, more dates, you might get a more accurate representation. Is that a fair statement?
In my understanding of statistics, yes, that's true.
The slide that's there in front of you, on the left-hand side, you show, or is shown, the number of pings or hits, or whatever you want to call them, at a particular location from January 1st to January 7th, 2017. Is that
To
correct?
June 7th, yes.
I'm sorry, June. I'm sorry, yeah. I'm going to ask you a hypothetical as an expert. Let's say we have an individual by the name of Arthur Richardson. And Mr. Richardson lives or spends a lot of time at the 14th Street address. Okay? Follow me so far?
Okay.
On June the 7th, Mr. Richardson knows that he is going to be sentenced in the Toledo Municipal Court with the potential for going to jail. Follow me so far?
Yes.
All right, before I go on, I'm going to ask you a question. There's a number of little blue dots, blue markers in the left-hand side. Do each of those markers indicate a time, specific time, when the phone in question or the Google account in question was being read at that location?
Yes, each one of those dots or symbols indicates that a Google location was taken at a specific time.
Do you think it's possible, given the concept of sample size, that the fact that he was at that location during that period of time and was facing the possibility that he was going to jail might affect the number of uses of that phone during that period of time?
I mean, Judge, I'm going to object to that speculation. It's not a hypothetical.
Give me the question again.
Based upon your experience, could those factors have affected the number of times that phone was used in that 7-day period?
And what's your objection?
I mean, he's asking him, would you go visit this residence more? I think it's speculation. Would someone go
No.
visit their mom?
I
No,
think,
use the
no,
phone.
no, stop. I'm going to let him answer it. Go ahead and answer it if you can.
Well, I'm not entirely sure I understand the question, and being hypothetical, that was not relevant to my analysis.
I understand that. That's why I didn't expect it to see in your report, but I'm asking you now. You show 21% of the total locations on that Google account for 7 days or six plus days?
No, it's more like 6 months.
No, I'm talking January 1st to January 7th.
It's January 1st to June 7th.
Oh, I'm sorry, January 1st to June 7th, okay. In the period just before June 7th, if the holder of that phone or the owner of that phone or the possessor of that phone was facing going to jail, might that have affected the use of that phone?
You're asking me a hypothetical that
Okay, if you can't
No,
answer, just
yeah,
say.
I can't answer that.
That's fine, I accept that. From June 8th through August 31st, you show
This lawyer's
same
an
location.
idiot.
yes.
The uses of that phone at that location didn't disappear, did they?
Well, again, it's not the usage of the phone, it's that Google
The presence of the phone.
The Google account recorded locations at that residence during that time period.
Okay, so if I rephrase it and said presence of the phone rather than use of the phone,
Again, it's not the phone, it's the Google account.
well, isn't that Google account associated with the phone?
It is not associated with a specific phone. Again, that Google account was used. I can't tell you if it was used by a phone, by a computer during that specific time period.
Well, then Judge, I'm going to object to this. That's not relevant. If they can't tie it to something to do with this case, which is the phone number, then how is it relevant?
Ms. Shackelford?
Judge, I think it's highly relevant.
He's wrong. This expert is just testified completely incorrectly. Of course it's tied to his phone. We all have phones. We all know our Google account is tied to our phone.
I think what the expert has already testified to and what we've seen throughout the records is we've seen that Google account moving literally
Along
at the
with
exact
the
same
phone.
time as the phone device.
Along with the phone, but he just said he can't tie this data
He
to
has
that
said
phone.
that from the beginning, Mr. Goldstein.
I'm sorry?
He has said that from the beginning,
Right.
that the Google account is it's separate from the phone, but they have the other slides that show them moving tangent with each other. And so it's her circumstantial evidence to prove.
Well, you're right.
So I'm gonna overrule you. I understand what your objection is, and that's for a fact finder to decide in a jury trial on whether or not that circumstantial evidence lines up, that it was that phone connecting with that Google account, or that they were in one, that it was on, that same phone. That's her argument to make, and that's your, argument to make against. But for today's purposes, I'm gonna allow it.
That's fine. Can I just ask one more question? There?
Absolutely.
Okay. Agent Gavin, based upon what you just said, you cannot tie the phone number, the 4931 number, to that location on any specific date. Isn't that true?
Not on this slide, no.
Yeah, okay.
There's another slide that shows that, but not on this slide.
Well, I don't know if it shows it with this location, Judge, but it shows at other locations. Yes, I agree. Okay, I'm talking about this specific location. So this data does not help us determine when that phone or the phone associated with that phone number was at that location.
This data is just based on that Google account.
Right, which can come from other sources other than the phone.
It could, yes, it's possible.
I'm sorry, I have nothing further.
Anything else? Ms. Shackelford, anything?
No, Your Honor.
19.
No questions, Judge.
Same question with regard to this slide as the last one. This shows the Google account. It doesn't show the phone.
That's correct. This slide shows the Google account.
And 20.
I do have some questions about this one, Judge. First of all, this slide says most frequent accounts. Is that the same thing as a
Contacts.
pattern of life type of analysis?
Not necessarily. No.
Can you explain to us the difference?
Between,
What you've done here on this slide and a pattern of life analysis?
so A pattern of life analysis is more of location based. What time does the person get up? What time do they go to bed? What places do they frequently visit? It's not, the top context is part of that pattern of life, but not encompassing.
Okay. Were you asked to complete a pattern of life analysis on any of these devices?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And were you, is this most frequent contact slide, is that something that's commonly placed in CAST reports?
Yes,
Okay. Were you specifically asked to complete one, or did you choose to do so on your own?
I was asked to complete this.
You were asked to complete this?
Yes.
And were you asked to complete this most frequent contacts only for this 4931 phone number?
Yes,
So you were not asked to complete a most frequent contacts on the 8723 phone number?
no,
Okay. And in this most frequent contacts list for this 4931 phone number, the 8723 phone number, that is not in the most frequent contacts from June 1st, 2017 to June 7th, 2017, right?
it is not.
And again, same question. That number, the 8723 number, is not listed as one of the most frequently contacted numbers from June 7th, 2017 to June 23rd, 2017, right?
It does not show up in the top 5, yes.
Thank you.
And is that, when it's contact, it's whether it's text, call, it's contact with that other phone?
Correct.
You just stole my question, Judge.
Sorry.
Was the cutting off on June 23rd, was that what you were instructed, or is that what you did?
No, that was based on the records that I had.
Nothing further.
I have just one. So when we're looking, you were asked a question about are they calls or they texts. If I look over in the columns here, it says voice, SMS, and total. Voice would be what, sir?
Like a voice call,
Okay, and SMS would be,
that's a text.
okay, so we actually have that information for all of the numbers that are the top 5 most frequent called numbers
Yes,
or contacted numbers.
yes.
All right, thank you.
Just so I understand, Agent Gavin, looking at the bottom set of statistics, it says totals from June 17th to June 23rd. Does that mean there were 1,577 voice calls
Yes,
and 221 messages?
yes,
SMS means messages, right?
yes.
Okay. And the most frequently called numbers total maybe, I'm going to real roughly 200,
We're looking at the bottom
Yep.
section here.
roughly 200.
I've got a total of 60. Is that,
No, the five most frequently
oh,
called.
totaled up?
Yep.
Yeah, looking at it quickly. Yeah.
200 out of 1,500.
Yes.
77, okay, thanks.
Ms. Shackelford?
I have just one more question. So when we're looking at the June 7th to the June 23rd, can you tell me what is the most frequently contacted number in between June 7th and June 23rd?
It's be 567-315-7414.
Nothing further.
Anything else on the slide?
Nothing on the slide.
Okay,
No, you're
so we're
right.
done with the slides. Ms. Joseph, any further cross to you?
Yes, Judge, and I'll be as brief as possible. So this CAST report that we've been going over all morning, this report cannot tell us who was using the devices we've discussed at the time that they were in use, right?
Correct.
Okay. And when you created this report, you were given the time of the alleged homicide and the location of the alleged homicide, right?
Yes.
And in creating this report, you received information from Google. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you used the information you received from Google to create this report, right?
Yes.
But you don't have any knowledge whether the information you received from Google is accurate. Is that true?
I have no information to indicate that it's not accurate.
Okay, but you also, so you don't know whether it is or is not accurate.
In my training experience, the information that I received from Google in the past has always been accurate.
And I believe you've testified that you did not actually go and look at these cell towers in person, right?
I didn't testify to that.
Okay, so did you go and look at these cell towers in person?
I have looked at the one particular tower that covers the crime scene, yes.
Okay, so you went and visited the tower that covers the crime scene in person.
Yes.
When did you do that?
Approximately probably in the fall of last year.
Okay. Did you see that tower at all in 2017?
No.
And have you reviewed, in creating a report, did you review any sort of land surveys or maps depicting what buildings were in that area back in 2017?
No, I did not.
It's true that you can't testify today exactly how reliable this report is or how accurate it is, right?
I'm not sure what you're asking.
Can you testify today that this report is 100% accurate and reliable?
I can testify that in my belief that report is accurate and reliable, yes.
Okay, but you can't say 100%, right?
I don't put a percentage on it, but I can testify that it's reliable and accurate.
Okay. The method used to create this CAST report, isn't it true that the cellular industry does not recognize that method for determining location?
That's not true.
Not true? Okay. The CAST method, isn't it true that it's proprietary and it's not peer reviewed by anyone else other than members of the FBI?
It's peer reviewed by other cast members, yes.
So it's not peer reviewed by other scientists or cell phone analysts that are not members of the FBI.
You speaking that specific report, or?
I'm speaking about the software used to create this report.
I'm not sure what you're asking. That report was reviewed by another cast member.
Okay, this report was not reviewed by another member who was not a part of the FBI or the CAST team.
That's true.
Okay.
Which is different than what your question
And-
was, though. You asked about the technology.
Yep, so it's kind of a two-part question. So
Okay.
the technology used to create this report, has that technology been peer reviewed by anyone outside of the FBI?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did you conduct any drive-by tests or anything like that to corroborate anything in here?
Drive-by test?
Yes, it's my understanding that sometimes when cast members, in my experience, sometimes cast members conduct drive-by tests of areas and use a device to determine the radio frequency signal, the strength of that signal in that exact location, and the distances and directions the waves are traveling. So it's in my experience that cast members have done that before, especially when evidence of this type is so important. So did you do that in this case?
I did not do that in this case, no.
Now, would the wattage of a particular tower, would that affect which tower a device utilizes or pings off of?
The power of
Yeah.
the tower? So that's all engineered by the phone company. So the way they can up the coverage area is by changing the power to the tower.
And in this case, did you analyze the wattage of the cell phone towers that we've discussed this morning?
No, I did not.
Would the tilt of an antenna on a cell phone tower, would that affect which cell phone tower a device might select?
The tilt can change the coverage area again, yes.
And did you analyze the tilt of the antennas in any of these cell phone towers we've discussed this morning?
No, ma'am.
Did you analyze whether any of the cell phone towers we've discussed had any maintenance done to them back in June of 2017?
I received no information that any of them had received any maintenance.
So you've said, you just testified you received no information. Did you request any information about any of the maintenance records for these cell phone towers?
I did not specifically request any maintenance records, no.
And these cell sectors, it's just an estimated general area, right? It's not a GPS location, correct?
That's correct.
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
No questions, Your Honor.
No question.
Any follow-up, Ms. Shackelford?
Just a few. Special Agent, have you used this cell tower analysis before? What kind of cases could you use this in, and does the FBI use it in?
Use it in all kinds of cases, anything from drug trafficking, gang cases, to kidnappings, to terrorist events, missing persons, all kinds of cases.
All right, and what if I get in a car accident, right? And I call 911 on my phone and say, help me, and my legs are broken or whatever, and I don't know where I am, it's dark, come help me. Would you use this type of analysis in that instance?
Yes.
All right, and would it, what kind of information would it give you to help you locate wherever I am?
Again, it would give you the cell that you were using, the sector that you were using, and the general geographic area of where you were.
Okay, so you can narrow it down to an area.
Correct.
And is that used in kidnappings by the FBI?
Yes, it is.
Is it used for terrorist events by the FBI?
Yes.
All right, and is it used in other catastrophic events by the FBI?
Yes.
All right, is this technology, I mean, obviously technology is already always getting better. We can agree to that, right?
Yes.
But is this a tried and true technology that the FBI has been using for years now?
Yes.
No further questions.
2 brief questions. Has a cast report ever been wrong before?
My cast report?
No. Ms. Shackelford asked you a series of questions about how these cast reports are used in all types of cases. So my question is, in general, like her question was general, in general, has a cast report produced by the FBI, they've been wrong before, right?
I'm not aware of any instance of that.
Okay, and how many cast reports have you done before this report?
Say in the hundreds.
Thank you.
Anything else to this witness?
No, Your Honor.
Nothing.
All right,
Your Honor.
thank you very much. You're excused.
And Your Honor, can we just have a brief 5-minute break so that Ms. McDuffie can get the technology set up for the next witness?
And Your Honor, can my client,
Rostering?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ken, we'll take a 5-minute break.
And Harlan.
I'm gonna turn off the live stream.
Yeah, sorry.
Getting the next one ready, guys. Getting the next one ready. Give me a sec. This one's only 6 minutes long.
That's what I started to do this morning.
Okay.
So we'll just wait and do it.
Got it, yeah.
Please rise. 34th District Court is back accessory on Regina Brooks Green presiding.
Have a seat. Actually, you can stay standing up. Can you raise your right hand? Solemnly swear affirm the testimony you'll give in this matter will be the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
And you can have a seat, and since we're social distance, if you want, you can take your mask off, or if you're more comfortable, you can leave it on. Ms. Shackelford.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you state your name and employment capacity for the record?
My name is Derek Jordan. I'm employed with the Michigan State Police,
Okay, and how long have you worked with the Michigan State Police?
26 years.
All right, and what's your rank?
Detective Sergeant.
Sergeant. Sir, I want to take your attention back to December 16th of 2020. Do you recall interrogating a defendant by the name of Shane Evans?
Yes, I do.
All right, and prior to the interrogation, did you advise him of his Miranda rights?
Yes, I did.
All right, did he appear to understand his Miranda rights?
Yes, he did.
Okay, and I'm going to approach with People's Proposed 32. Ms. Watts?
I can't, I don't even know what you're called. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was you. Okay, got it.
Sir, some of this is redacted, but I want to ask you, do you recognize this document in People's Proposed 32?
Yes, I do.
All right, what is it?
This is an advisor rights form.
Okay, and is this particularly the advice of rights form you did with Mr. Evans?
Yes, it is.
All right, and down here, do you see, is there a signature on there?
Yes, it is.
All right, and was that signed by Shane Evans?
Yes, it was.
All right, and was it dated?
Yes, it was.
All right, and did this start, it looks like, dated December 16th, 2020?
That's correct.
And it looks like he sent it around 6:03 PM?
That is correct.
All right, move for the admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 32.
May I ask a couple of questions prior
You
to?
absolutely may.
Thank you. Good morning, Sergeant Jordan.
Good morning, ma'am.
You've indicated that you conducted the interrogation of Mr. Evans, correct?
Correct.
And that you had him fill out the advice of rights form. Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Did Mr. Evans at any time ever indicate to you that he was under the influence of an intoxicant?
Not during the time when we filled out this advice of rights.
Okay, when did he tell you?
Towards the end, I believe, of the interrogation.
Okay. So did you notice that Mr. Evans appeared intoxicated?
To me, he did not.
And when you say Mr. Evans filled out the advice of rights form, how did that take place? Did you read it to him or did he read it?
I read it to him. I advised him that if he didn't understand anything, to ask me additional questions, and then I would fill it out. If he understood and agreed to what I was reading, he was to put his initial next to each thing that I read to him.
Okay, and were you present when he filled that application out?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And did Mr. Evans ever indicate to you that he didn't want to fill the form out or that he didn't want to speak to you?
No, he didn't.
Was Mr. Evans, how long was Mr. Evans in your custody prior to the interview taking place?
Prior to the interview taking place.
And I mean specifically with you.
Okay, I want to make sure I answer your question correctly.
Yes.
Are you talking when we went over his
Yes.
advice of rights?
Yeah,
How long was he in my custody then?
yes,
A week. I guess it took us about 5 minutes to go over this form.
okay. And was there a period of time where Mr. Evans was sitting with you waiting to fill out that form or waiting to be interrogated?
Well, because of COVID and whatnot, there is a small period in which we have to monitor to make sure everything is okay. I guess that was a period in which he was.
Can you hold on 1 second?
All right, she cut the feed on that one. That one was short, but there's another one. Give me 1 sec to pull it up. There we go.
Yes, we would like to. I'm gonna ask if we can somehow, because it's been more than 24 hours since that. Yeah, okay.
So if you want to follow his dosage, I can't give him medication.
I got it.
Yours is
How many do you take? Okay, oh, you need me to read it? It says, take 1 tablet by mouth once daily. Is that what you do? You said
Eggs they were ridiculously expensive. Still are. They went down a little bit, but they're never going to go back down to what they were.
Yeah, I watch it all the time. Yeah, if it's white, it only takes 2 hours.
2. So you take a 16.
Oh, they got him his blood pressure pills.
They take 1 milligram. I don't even take them stuff.
I'll take the prescription.
Okay. Do you want me to get him?
You have to, I cannot get it.
Okay.
She has to give him his
I will
pills.
secure this and get back to you when I find it.
Okay, thank you.
It's only needed it one time.
Yes,
She didn't wash her hands first.
I apologize, we're having live streaming problems, so give me just a minute. Okay, we're good. Some reason it didn't, said we were and we weren't, so I think we're good now. Fred, you're gonna monitor it? Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Shackelford, I apologize.
I think she's still with us.
Oh, go ahead.
You were saying, Sergeant, that there's a protocol in place and you have to leave the person unattended for a specific period of time?
Yeah, so an observation period, make sure that he's okay.
Okay, and how long is that period of time?
15 to 30 minutes, somewhere between.
Between 15 and 30 minutes?
Yes, ma'am.
And when I say that the person's unattended, that means, and would you agree with it, there's no one in the room with them, they're in the room by themselves?
Yes, but he's being monitored.
Okay. And so, you've indicated that you have Mr. Evans fill out the advice of rights form and sign it. That be fair to say?
That's correct.
Okay. And then do you immediately begin interrogating Mr. Evans, or do you leave and go somewhere?
Well, we begin to speak at that point.
Okay. And just so that I'm clear, during this interrogation, you're the person that's doing the interrogating, and there's no one else present?
Correct.
Okay. And so you've indicated that it's your recollection that Mr. Evans tells you you're saying that he told you at the end of the interrogation that he was under the influence of intoxicants?
It wasn't at the beginning, it was towards the end of the interrogation.
Okay, and what did you do in response to that?
At that point, we were already in talk. He had already disclosed certain things. We continued to talk.
I think I asked you this. Did you indicate that at no time during the whole questioning, at no time did Mr. Evans ask to stop or to have a lawyer?
No.
That would be no, he didn't?
Yes, no, he didn't.
How long was the interrogation?
Interrogation. I can't give you an exact time, ma'am. I honestly don't know. I want to say the time that he was with me.
Yeah.
That entire time. He signed his advice rights form at 6:03, and I want to say they end up leaving. It was after midnight.
Okay, so about 6 hours?
Yes, ma'am.
And during that 6 hours of questioning, did you stop to give him food or water? Did that happen?
He was offered water. I believe he had food, and he was offered bathroom breaks.
Okay. What made you believe that he had food?
If I'm trying to recall if he came with food or not,
Okay.
but I know I offered him water and stuff of that nature.
Okay. What about medication? Did you ask him about any medication that he was on or that he needed to have administered?
I believe I did ask him about his medication and when was the last time he had taken it,
Okay.
but not
and-
whether he needed it right then.
Okay, so you asked him when was the last time he took it, but not whether or not he needed it during the interrogation.
Correct.
Did he give you any indication of what the nature of his medical conditions were?
I believe he stated he was in a car crash previous, so he had medication from injuries sustained in his car crash.
Okay, did he discuss with you having sustained a closed head injury or injury to his head and brain during the interrogation?
He did.
Did you question him and ask him whether or not that injury would affect his ability to communicate with you, or if it affected his ability to understand the form of what you're asking?
I did. That's why I asked him if there was anything that he needed me to further explain, or if he didn't have any, if he had questions about it, to ask me, and I would go into further detail. But he said he was okay regarding understanding what he was signing.
And During the 6 hours of questioning, was that continuous? I might have asked you this already. You indicate that you took certain breaks. Do you recall how often you took breaks or how many breaks you took?
I don't recall how many breaks I took. No.
I have no further questions of this witness. Your Honor.
Ms. Shackelford?
Just to follow up on some of that voir dire, sir, do you recall, aside from offering Mr. Evans water, do you also recall giving him a granola bar during the interview?
Yeah, that's normally part of what I, offer water, granola bar, stuff like that.
And did Mr. Evans tell you, now you saw him about 6 p.m., right? Did he tell you that he was arrested that morning?
I believe he did, yes.
All right, and do you remember, you said Ms. Watt asked you, did he tell you he was under the influence of drugs? You recall that? So he told you he had done some cocaine at some point prior to his arrest, correct?
That's correct.
All right. Was there anything about his demeanor or his behavior that concerned you or caused you to believe that he was not in his right mind and understanding what you were telling him?
No, not at all.
Okay. And did he appear lucid at all times?
He was coherent. He understood what I was saying.
Okay. And was he responding appropriately to questions or to the discussion you were having?
Yes, he was.
All right. And did that change at any time throughout the amount of hours you spent with him?
No, it did not.
Your Honor, at this time, I would move for admission of People's Proposed Exhibit 32.
And Your Honor, I am not going to object for exam purposes only and take the issue further.
And
Okay.
Judge, I guess now is as good of any time as just to make a record that it's my understanding that this witness's testimony is not, cannot be used against my client, at least not at this proceeding at this time.
And the same thing for you.
If you
That's
could
fine.
just stand up and say that in court, why don't you just say it in every case? This witness's testimony cannot be used against my client right now. Why doesn't everybody just say that? It would save a lot of time. All right, guys, we made it through 2 more hours of Miss Shackelford and Miss Duffy. All right, I'm going to set up OJ. Don't forget, I got 2 people so far. Don't forget, write your name with your toes and send me just the picture of the paper. I don't want to see your feet. I don't. Just the picture of the paper. I want you to write your name with your toes. I'm going to show them all, and we're going to try to figure out who wrote which piece of paper. Got 2 so far. And if I get around to doing it, that'll be 3. You can do it anyway, Zach. You can do it. Please don't write in yellow. If you write in yellow, I'm deleting it. I'm deleting it. Bye, guys. I'll see you in OJ. I'm going to set it up right now. OJ. Look, guys.
You don't know if this was or was not your first homicide case as an evidence technician.
Well, I thought
How
I'd
many
write
other
a
people
happy song.
have access to the evidence locker?
I found a chat room where I belong. You don't know how much it means to me. With such a groove, I'm less lonely. Oh, Kathy's the creator. She's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright. She's got that grace. Come join the fun. It's a welcome and play. I can count on distraction from my pain. 'Cause this creator takes you there and back again. Kathy is the heart here, always in stride. Her work is hard, but her joy she can't hide. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her style is classy, she's always top shelf. Don't take my word, come and see for yourself. Her cases are new with a twist or two. I really like them, I believe you will too. A little lifeline passed along in rhyme. Why don't you join us? It's a guaranteed good time. Oh, Kathy's the creator, she's leading the way. At court vibes, we laugh and we stay. Her smile shines bright, she's got that grace. Come join the fun, it's a welcoming place. And so in conclusion, I'll wrap up this song. I hope I didn't miss anything that would be wrong. Hope I see you around. Don't stay on the shelf, join in the laughter. Come and see for yourself.